Let's explore the 1965 movie Major Dundee. This Western film boasts a diverse cast and a gripping storyline set during the Civil War. Directed by Sam Peckinpah, it follows a Union officer played by Charlton Heston as he leads a group of soldiers on a perilous mission into Mexico. As you watch, get ready for a roller coaster of emotions. The movie offers plenty of funny, shocking, and sad moments that will keep you glued to the screen. Who was your favorite classic Hollywood actor in this film, and when did you first watch it? Now, here's a question for you. What's your most cherished memory or personal experience related to Major Dundee? We'd love to hear your stories and memories in the comments below. So keep them coming. Stay tuned for more fascinating facts and discussions about this film. There's so much more to explore. Keep watching for surprises along the way. In 1965, the movie Major Dundee hit screens, making a big mark in Western films. Directed by Sam Peckinpah, it brought fresh ideas, mixing old Western stuff with interesting characters and ideas. Even though there were some problems during making it, like fights between the director and the studio, the movie made a lasting mark. The main character, Major Dundee, played by Charlton Heston, connected with viewers because he wasn't perfect. He was obsessed with chasing an Apache war party into Mexico, showing how being a leader isn't easy. The movie also had a mix of characters from different backgrounds, showing tensions of that time. Major Dundee talked about things like duty, making up for mistakes, and what happens because of war. Peckinpah's style, with lots of action and tough choices, made it different from other Westerns. It influenced later filmmakers and changed how Westerns were made. Even now, Major Dundee is still talked about for its interesting characters and tough questions. Its themes of sacrifice and making up for mistakes still matter to people, even if they're not into Westerns. Its lasting impact shows how important it is in movie history. Columbia Pictures nearly fired Sam Peckinpah, but Charlton Heston intervened, threatening to return his $400,000 fee and withdraw from the project. Despite this, shooting ended prematurely due to cost concerns, with crucial scenes left unfilmed. Heston offered to refund his salary in exchange for filming the opening scene depicting a massacre by the Apaches, but the studio declined. Originally, the script envisioned John Ford as the director, but he was occupied with another project and uninterested in Major Dundee. Charlton Heston, in his autobiography In the Arena, joked about his uneasy relationship with Richard Harris, attributing it to their different ancestries, Harris being Irish and Heston of Anglo-Scot descent. Despite reports of tension, Heston clarified that things weren't as dire as rumored. Initially, director Sam Peckinpah aimed to cast Lee Marvin as Samuel Potts, but Marvin's financial demands led to his rejection. Subsequently, James Coburn secured the role at Marvin's agent's suggestion. The character of Captain Tyreen was earmarked for Anthony Quinn, but Quinn withdrew from consideration, leading to a change in casting. The dynamic between Heston, Harris, Coburn, and the rest of the cast shapes the gritty narrative of conflict and camaraderie in the film. In Major Dundee, the filming conditions posed challenges. The rivers in Mexico, where scenes were shot, were heavily polluted. This led to actors and stuntmen needing medical attention after falls in the water, with nurses flushing out their ears and noses. Following the critical success of The Wild Bunch years later, Columbia Pictures suggested restoring Major Dundee to its original version. However, Sam Peckinpah declined, citing a lack of time to oversee the process. To him, Major Dundee remained more valuable as a lost masterpiece than a rediscovered failure. Actor R.G. Armstrong likened the lengthy 2-hour and 36-minute cut of the film to Moby Dick on horseback. Such characterization highlights the epic scope and challenges faced within the narrative. In Major Dundee, Sam Peckinpah, the director, became infatuated with Begonia Palacios, leading to distractions from his directing duties. Senta Berger's role in the film closely resembles her character in Cross of Iron, another Peckinpah movie 12 years later, where she tries to convince the men she loves that war is futile. Despite her efforts, the male leads, including Jim Coburn, who also appears in Major Dundee, continue their military missions. Peckinpah disowned the film when the studio took control of the final edit and refused to let him shoot additional scenes due to budget overruns. In Major Dundee, Richard Harris recounted an incident where Charlton Heston enforced punctuality rigorously, resembling a strict headmistress. Heston's penchant for punctuality led Harris to play a prank by setting numerous alarm clocks outside Heston's trailer, causing quite a startle. Slim Pickens provided narration for Dundee's Dandies, a short film highlighting the stuntmen involved in the production. Meanwhile, while filming in Mexico, Harris received news of his Best Actor Oscar nomination for this sporting life, prompting an exclamation about striking a blow for the Irish Rebellion. These anecdotes offer insight into the behind-the-scenes dynamics of the film. Columbia Studios added pressure to the production of Major Dundee by advancing the wrap date by a full month. Originally intended to be a 4-hour-long film, the project faced challenges from its inception. Charlton Heston and Richard Harris found themselves at odds with director Sam Peckinpah during the shoot. Tensions escalated to the point where Peckinpah, frustrated with the actors, left the set. He drove into the hills at night, expressing a preference to sleep among scorpions rather than with his cast. The clash between the actors and the director, coupled with studio pressures, impacted the overall production of Major Dundee. The initial plan for a 4-hour epic was truncated, and Peckinpah's departure from the set added an additional layer of complexity to the film's creation. In summary, the 1965 movie Major Dundee faced challenges with an accelerated production schedule, creative disagreements between the cast and director, and deviations from the original vision of a 4-hour runtime. Charlton Heston, in his book In the Arena, mentioned a gesture he made on the movie where he gave up his salary. When asked if this would start a trend among fellow actors, he bluntly replied it wouldn't even start one with him. He had a well-known conflict with Richard Harris, who had a habit of staying up late drinking and frequently showed up late on set. According to Heston, the script was incomplete and needed work when he signed on. Producers brought in Sam Peckinpah, largely based on his previous work. Peckinpah not only completed the script, but also directed the film. Steve McQueen was considered for the role of Captain Ben Tyrrell. According to Paul Sador, author of Peckinpah, the Western film's A Reconsideration, the original treatment written by Harry Julian Fink contained a great deal of violence and profanity, including the uses of shit and fuck, which would have been forbidden in any screenplay for a film made during the mid-1960s. Charlton Heston signed on to the film to work with Sam Peckinpah, having really enjoyed Ride the High Country. Major Dundee, directed by Sam Peckinpah, faced significant challenges during its production. Initially budgeted at $4.5 million for 75 days of filming, the project encountered a setback when Columbia Pictures underwent a change in leadership just before shooting began in Mexico. The new regime slashed the budget by $1.5 million and shortened the schedule by 15 days, prompting Peckinpah to feel betrayed. Despite its troubled production, British critics acknowledged the talent of the director, but regarded the film as damaged. Regardless of its flaws, they believed in Peckinpah's vision. At the conclusion of filming, James Coburn bid farewell to Peckinpah with a memorable, albeit harsh, parting remark.